And good evening, Star Wars fans. Welcome to the 2024 Champions League Top 8. I am, as always, Dave Tartaglia, also known as DTartag1. Joining me, as always, is you know him, you love him, Mr. Garrett Larson. How you doing today, Garrett?
I'm doing pretty good. It was in the 40s today. It's kind of nice out.
Heat wave.
I'm not doing too bad.
So today we have game two of Dennis Reinhardt versus John Veasey. To remind everybody what happened in game one, Veasey won by 10. It was Diplo versus Coruscant CRV, kind of like a mains deck. So it looks like Dennis has posted game two, so let's go ahead and get on into Gemp. Pull up the game, and again, Dennis is on light side versus V's on dark side. What do you think is going to happen here?
Well, I want to see the
Ooh.
matchup for. Okay, so Walkers versus Zero Hour.
This is an interesting one.
I mean, my gut says this leans that Walkers at least has a decent chance because Decree shuts down one of the big powers of Zero Hour. But at the same time, oh, V's didn't start Decree, so
well, he
that
might. Well,
might
no,
have.
no. He gets three. He gets four effects.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's Decree.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I forgot the objective gets him prepare.
yeah. There you go.
So like
Dennis going with insurrection, Walkling, and Phoenix Guardian operatives. V's going with prepare for a surface attack. You may start your landing. Echo base destroyed and Imperial decree. Uh,
my gut says Dennis is slightly favored here because if he can probably spread to Lothal reasonably safely
yeah.
without having to worry too much about V's doing a lot. And then he might not get the drain bonuses, but he can start attacking the walkers with the adding to the battle destinies
I
and
agree.
really just start running V's out of guys.
Okay, so there's Walker Garrison V to pull Veers V. And I like that V's went with the sixth marker of the mountains, or the ice plane, the fifth marker ice planes full art
The
card.
AI ice planes,
Yeah.
yeah, that's one of the prettiest cards in my collection. The foil version of that is that one of the few cards I've got a white border foil, and I'm happy to leave a white border. It
Well,
just
I feel like the Hoth objective, anything that's white bordered, all the cards should be white bordered.
I'm less bothered by white border Hoth than most things.
That's fair.
So, like, if you're playing on Hoth and it's white border, I don't hate it as much.
So
So,
Fees activates 7, uses prepare for a surf in its attack. Go get target the main generator. Now,
pretty
what's
straightforward so far. Like,
yeah,
I
very
expect he'll
straightforward.
deploy. He probably used that also as a search for make sure Blizzard 1 is there to flash Veers and get Blizzard 1.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I honestly wouldn't hate him not doing that. If he can go get another site and not run into that because there are some spies in there. All right, so he just goes
Yes,
Blizzard 1
and
from
I was
hand.
actually going to say that there's a few spies in Zero Hour that you have to worry about. I mean, the big one is Corn Horn. Outside of him, I think both these players are going to want to try and set up their locations first. Like VC's going to be predominantly on Hoth, at least with the Walker, and Dennis I think is going to be on Lothal for the most part. But once he flips, and it's going to be a lot quicker for him to flip than V's. He might come down to Hoth and start fighting against those walkers. Zeb is going to be a kind of a good card.
Yeah, because Zeb stops trample
Mm-hmm.
targeting your rebels at same site. Like my concern, and I think you kind of identified exactly what I'm talking about with is Dennis can go somewhat light to Lothal to flip because V's is going to need to keep his walkers somewhat on Hoth.
Yeah.
Like a
Now,
walker on Lothal is not doing damage and is not doing a lot.
what's interesting though is if V's is playing more of the Tom Walkers, where you play the like, well, no, he's not playing Tom Walkers.
He's not. The start
Yeah, the starting
isn't Tom
different.
Walker's.
Yeah,
That this, although he doesn't have the arrest order. A lot of the more traditional walkers builds are running the arrest order secret plans combo, which might be what he decided to not start instead
mm-hmm.
of
Yeah,
decree.
and I agree with you. So Dennis
And that I
uses
think that might be a mistake. I'll be honest. If he started Echo Base Destroyed over the Docking Bay Puller, I think that was a mistake.
maybe.
I think you
Now
want the zeros out of your deck.
I agree.
The other thing is he played the Secret Plans Shield, which
Tells me that he might
means
not be playing
he
it.
might not be playing it, or he just said, well, if I get it, I'm not going to play it now.
Yeah, Dennis goes and uses the 0 hour to go get Tarkentown. He goes gets Mandalore as well. I noticed that Dennis used the Insurrection and Aim High to attempt to pull a docking bay. None, he didn't have a docking bay in there. You know, I mean, I kind of like that. Like, don't get me wrong. I like Insurrection and Aim High, giving your stuff, your your Zebs, your Wedges, your all your guys like that. Forfeit +1. There's Shirut.
That's not a card you see in every zero
No,
hour.
no.
So, like, I don't mind the Insurrection and Aim High at all. It gives you Aim High, which you're going to play a lot of the time. Insurrection to pull Docking Bays.
I don't know if he's gonna. I mean,
Giving up I would bet he's got at least one, or I don't think he searches for it.
so I will say this: the reason that you play the Insurrection is so you don't have to go with the 0 hour objective to pull a card. Like, don't get. It is nice because you can pull a location with both sides of the objective. However, you don't necessarily want to pull the capital, giving your opponent that extra icon all the time.
Yeah.
And Dennis plays Escape and We're Doomed. V's grabs it. So
I think that was a mistake. That that turns into a lost interrupt on with V's flips. And
yeah,
there's not a lot of retrieval in 0R. I think that was
bait.
Yeah.
That was
and you see the immediate
100%
this is
bait.
our rebellion.
Yeah, 0
right
hour
afterwards, which is way more punishing.
I was going to say,
like,
there's so many other interrupts you want to grab in 0 hour, and I'm going to say this is where the experience between Dennis and V's comes out. I feel like Dennis has a team behind him that has over 9 million players in it. They play. I know that at least there's one or two people on the team that likes to play 0 hour. So, and I know there's people that play walkers, and
yep.
I'm assuming that they help Dennis get ready for this match.
I mean, Dennis might not have known V's was on walkers. You don't know what your opponent is playing, but you can kind of start to, they've already played 3 decks, so they know what you can't play. Walkers is a solid, solid near the top tier deck that you have to count on. And yeah, I think that We're Doomed was bait. I think it was also a V's maybe hasn't played walkers as much. To realize that's a lost interrupt later. And if Dennis wants to save 1 force this turn, you're fine with that.
Yeah, I agree.
Like it's 1 force. You're fine. You just go, okay, that's it.
There's like I've said, there's so many other interrupts besides the escape pod. We're Doomed. This is our rebellions one. Another one is Ascension Guns V. On top of that, you have all the interrupts that are evasive, like the narrow escapes, the dodges, the barriers. There's so many abusive interrupts that 0 hour wants to play.
Yep.
Okay, there's
so
Blizzard 4.
Blizzard 4. Probably grab Tarkin or Vader, I think would be the ideal.
That's unfortunate.
That's not who I'd want to grab.
No, I agree.
And V's is apparently not running the 7th marker. Like, he's not deployed a Hoth location. The 7th marker is pretty standard. Like, how many decks do you get that lets you pull a 2-0?
Yeah, it pulls a 2-0. We haven't seen the third marker either yet.
Okay, now he just did it, so
Okay.
maybe it wasn't in his reserve last hand.
Well, there you go. Yeah, that's very
So
possible.
he did get the search. I mean, he searched enough times; he knew it was there.
Yeah, and I like
So,
him not deploying the third marker just yet because the third marker is the only battleground.
well, the third marker is not a battleground
Oh,
with
you're
the
right. Never
shield
mind.
up.
Yeah,
Like now, the downside to not deploying the third marker is you run into it does give you the +1 to the total,
mm-hmm.
which is nice, but like I actually wouldn't hate Mara jumping out of the walker here and Blizzard 4 going back to the fifth marker because you do get the plus to target the main generator for the number of sites you control.
True. But again, that runs the risk of a spy coming down and just blowing out that Blizzard 4.
I'm generally willing to risk Blizzard 4 against a spy beatdown because you're not going to get overflowed that easily. Like, Dennis isn't flipped, so he has to come down with 13 total power plus whatever you draw in Battle Destiny before you're looking at overflow.
I'm not
And
necessarily worried about the overflow either. It's more about the fact that you're going to lose a walker.
I'm fine with losing one Blizzard 4. Odds are you have more Blizzard 4s.
Okay.
And, like, so if I'm V's and I'm looking at this and saying Dennis can come down on Blizzard 4, and I'm going, I can trample a guy, I can shoot a guy with Blizzard 1, I'm probably not
Yeah.
getting overflowed, and I'm perfectly content with them being locked at a non-battleground site for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd be totally okay with that.
That's fair.
I would, I, and it's probably close to, like in poker, you'd call that like a semi-bluff. You're like, I don't love doing it, but at the same time, I'm perfectly okay with if that happens, it happens.
Yeah.
Because I think there's enough upside to doing it that it's worth doing.
Yep. And Dennis goes into his turn. He activates, attempts to pull a docking bay with the insurrection aim high. Looks like there
Looks
might be
like
one
he's
in
got
there.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because I think with these, like we kind of talked about, I think hitting the main generator is going to be tough here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because it's a +8, so it'll be. He'll add 2 to the target because he controls. And then +1 from the gun. And he needs to crack an 8, so he needs to draw a 6.
Yeah. And notice,
Like,
and notice, like, Dennis went out and got the comm tower, and then immediately played another "This Is Our Rebellion," and this is where those "This Is Our Rebellions" are going to be abusive.
yeah.
So we see Kane and Jarrus come down.
The look at your top 3 or 4 cards and just take the one you want
Mm-hmm.
is going to get real rough real quick.
And this is where I see Dennis actually flipping the objective.
Yeah. Oh, I expected Dennis was going to flip this turn. There's absolutely no reason not to if you're
Yep.
Dennis.
As we see the Liberator plus Wedge Antilles come down.
Liberator, which makes Wedge a Phoenix Squadron pilot, although
Interesting to
he
see.
flips because there's 3 rebels.
Yeah, but interesting to see that Dennis is running Wedge Antilles V. I don't know how I feel about that because, like, yeah, he works. He's a smuggler. When he's piloting an independent starfighter, like he's got good game tags.
Is Ghost an independent starfighter?
No,
I mean, he may be running booster and ship.
it's and that's what I was thinking was that's the only one I could think of. But
Yeah.
generally, I like Wedge Antilles non V because he lets you look at your reserve deck.
Yeah.
But now that Dennis is flipped, and Veasey only occupies one rebel-based location, so Imperial Degree is not in effect right now. But you got to think it's going to be in effect next turn.
V's is going to have to do the move to the 5th marker next turn either way.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of.
Well, he could. I mean, he could move to the 3rd marker.
Yeah.
Like you deploy the 3rd marker, move there, keep the Blizzard 4 I actually no. I think the Blizzard
Part of
Four.
the upside of
Yeah,
Blizzard 4 being at the 5th marker is it is a lot harder
yeah. It's not a battle. It's not
to.
a site where Dennis has an icon there, so he can't deploy it. Matt wanted in the
Interesting. Matt thinks V's
yeah.
is highly favored, and I've played a decent amount of walkers, and I've played against it a decent amount, and I don't see how Dennis wins. I don't see how Dennis loses this game necessarily.
Yeah, honestly, like this is a game that is a zero as a 0 hour player. I've never feared walkers.
Yeah, because at this point, like even if he gets Decree in play, you're trading similar damage right now. Yours is free, his isn't. If you're
Exactly,
Dennis,
and V's is going to pay the
and
3 to drain
you
for
can start
one.
running at him. I don't hate that. I think V's has identified that, yep, this is going to be a slog game. They don't have a ton of retrieval. Basically, you're going to have two spot retrievals probably. You're going to have Walkling. You're maybe going to have an Unita, and you're going to be able to use Ezra once.
Mm-hmm.
So just killing cards is solid.
As we see,
So
there's
I
the third
like
marker. Yep, and the Grand
Tarkin
Moff
on
Tarkin.
there. So did he? He didn't even try,
No.
and I, I think I would have gone for the shot. Like you have some sixes and sevens in the deck in all likelihood.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing is
Take
like
the shot, burn the
take the
five.
shot. It doesn't even if you miss.
It doesn't hurt you to miss.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And if you hit, being that Dennis has one card in his force pile, you know he's not. He doesn't have the It Could Be
Yeah,
Worse.
you'd have burnt 5 cards.
He grabbed the escape pod and we're doomed.
Yep, and we already chatted that was a
Bait,
mistake, I think.
huge bait.
And now I really think you want to move Blizzard 4 to the 5th marker. There we
And
go.
yep, he does do that. Mara hops all out of the Blizzard one.
Like, I think V's is starting this decently, other than the grab that I think was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
V's, I think, is starting this as well as he can and exactly how you want to as walkers. I just don't see it ending well.
So now the nice thing for V's is you know that Dennis can't play Honor. He can't. Well, he can't play Menace Phase and he can't play Projection of Skywalker. So there's
Yep.
really no way to stop that train of two at the third marker.
Well, this turn, he's just going to drop simple tricks because that'll stop that drain for a turn.
Yeah, but once you're flipped, I mean,
Once you're flipped, you're going to eat that drain of 2, but it's a drain of 2 that V's will have to pay for, and it's only 2.
yeah,
And like I said, once you're flipped, like Dennis has 17 force and 9 cards in hand.
mm-hmm.
This is I'm going to go after you. I'm going to add 3 to my destiny and start wiping things out quickly.
Yeah, and
This is where I'm actually much more scared about Blizzard 4 getting
yeah, agreed, 100%.
getting beaten up.
100%.
Like last turn, I was okay with it. This turn, I'm a little worried, especially with another "This Is Our Rebellion" to just
Yeah.
go find a card.
And that's what I keep saying. That card, the fact that he could just keep looping that, looking at the top 3,
Yeah.
choosing the best card that he wants, whatever card he wants at this point, and V's is not able to do anything about it. It's just not good.
At this point, V's is thinking this is really Dennis's rebellion, and maybe he shouldn't have just showed up. Like
Yeah,
this is going to be
exactly, Matt. You pointed it out. The We're Doomed is a lost interrupt.
Yep, we already addressed that, Matt. You got to watch the whole episode to really get all of the genius me and Dan are throwing out here, because we said it'll be a lost interrupt next once he flips.
Yep.
And it was, I think, a bad grab.
Yeah. Now, Dennis drains for 1 at Lothal. There goes Kylo Ren with lightsaber off the top of the use pile. Prince Shizor goes off the top of the reserve deck.
This might actually be a little closer to a Tom
Yeah.
style
And
deck.
P59 goes off the top, so he's
Yeah.
lost 3 characters. Now, the nice thing is for V's is once he does flip, he is going to get some sort of retrieval. The only problem is it's from the bottom of the deck, so, and, oh, there it is.
Yeah,
There he is.
This is
Mr. Horn coming down.
this is potentially Potentially going to be a little rough for
Now,
V's.
even if V's has the barrier, Dennis can put more people down there.
Honestly, V's has the barrier. Corin's not the guy you barrier.
No, no,
You want to
but
battle me with Corin, knock yourself out. You
now
are
the other
taking
thing,
overflow back.
you can trample him though, and I think
You could trample him right now, and that might be what V's is thinking about is, nope,
nope. Ray
apparently
coming down
not.
for 6, and I have no problem paying 6 for Ray in this deck, being that you can get any card out of use pile once you deploy her.
Yeah, you're fine with playing, you know,
And what's nice is like now that he's flipped, he's subtracting 2 from the destiny. So
uh, 3.
2.
Wedge is a Phoenix squad.
No, he's not.
While piloting the Liberator, Wedge is a Phoenix squad. Kanan's Phoenix squad and Chopper's Phoenix squad. He should be adding or subtracting 3.
Oh, that's news to me.
Because the Liberator is Phoenix squadron.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
if you're
get that.
piloting something, you're a member of that squadron.
Huh.
The same reason why Wedge, Master Wedge, works on with anybody piloting Red 6 or R2 and Red 5. And I've used that a lot of times.
Okay. Well,
So,
that makes me even more happy to use 0 hour here.
yeah, like Dennis is.
Dennis is in really good position.
V's
right
is
now.
in a bad spot right here. Like the fact
Yeah.
that he didn't have the trample, like he might not actually even have barriers. The Tom version decks I've seen do not run barriers.
Leia Rebel
Yeah,
Princess coming down. She's not bad.
doesn't doesn't Leia Rebel Princess now just blank the
I believe so.
Blizzard 4 completely?
I believe so.
That feels like a mistake, unless Leia got some sort of errata. That sure looks like she's just blanked because there is no character there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I actually don't mind
that
this.
might have been a mistake for
No.
our. Okay, so he's moving.
Eh, I
I
don't
would
like
have
moving
battled.
her. I don't like moving her there now.
I'm okay with moving her there because you can now cancel 2 drains
Well,
with her
so
from there.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm saying the reason is you if now you're making Dennis or make now you're making V's use resources to come battle you off that location where you're subtracting 3. You have decent forfeit for everybody there. Like
Uh, Dennis needs or V's needs a 4 to blow up, as far as I can tell.
no, because now because he doesn't control the one marker site.
He controls 1 and occupies the other, so he
Yeah.
adds 3. He adds 1 from the walkers from the 3rd marker. He adds 1 from
From
the
this side, yeah.
AT
So he
cannon.
needs a 4.
So that's a 5. So he needs a 4.
Yep. Okay. So he's using not
I,
within sight or
I
reach to go get
that's
Thrawn.
part of why I would have actually battled Blizzard 4. And just you take that out, now he does need a 5.
Yep. And he's taking Command
Okay.
Admiral Thrawn V. And again, another reason why I would have left Leia because now V as a character
He
can
gets the
battle Leia
+1.
off.
And that's actually the bigger thing is the
Yeah.
moving Leia there alone says you have to have a barrier, you have to have some sort of evasion.
Yeah.
Like I don't love
Yeah, I would have been
Leia sitting there by
I
herself.
would have been fine battling with just Ray and Corran Horn because you know you're getting rid of the Lizard 4.
Yeah. And honestly, battling with Ray and Corrin, killing Blizzard 4, and then moving one of them to the Wampa Cave to get that drain of 2 and be protected from a walker
Yeah.
going in was a mistake, I think.
So now we've seen Dennis loses Ezra off the top of the deck. The fact
He's
that he
not
hasn't played
put out Simple
yeah, I was gonna say,
Tricks.
the fact that he has not put out Simple Tricks or Nonsense is a mistake.
Although it might be, especially with Ezra being lost, he might be willing to say, fine, pay 3 to drain for 1 I'm going to cancel and just move on. Like Simple Tricks, you're figuring is only going to work for a turn or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially, it's only going to block that drain for a very short amount of time. So you use Leia to cancel it instead.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
But like I'm okay. I'm fine with the Leia. Like I said, I would have blown up Blizzard 4,
Yeah, I agree.
and I think that was a
Yeah, V's does. I think V's does the smart thing, not attempting to drain there,
nope.
and
Oh
he misses.
yeah, that's a no. That's a 4. Oh yeah, he misses. It was
Yeah, it was a
it was
three.
a 3, and then
Yeah,
it's add 1. Yep.
that hurts. That really hurts.
That's unfortunate. You want to get that going ASAP.
Yeah,
Like V's not having something like a Sith Fury or any way to stop that from hitting is a little unfortunate. And he's got to do something with that 5th marker.
yeah. As he plays there, turn it off to go get there's no try.
I don't hate that because I definitely expect 0 hour to play a few senses
Why?
because you're always getting Kanan out super early.
But it's a bad destiny.
Yeah, but you're adding 3 or 4 to it. You don't
Right.
care. Whatever. It's not like I'm talking to somebody who made top 8 at Worlds with 0 hour. What would you know about how to play 0 hour, Dan?
I don't know.
So I have seen enough 0 hours with sense. Putting out there is no try does not bother me at all. I think it's a very solid play.
Yeah. Nope. There's the force push from V's.
Interesting that he didn't use Echo Base Destroyed first
To put a card back.
to put a card back and get an extra one in his force pile.
Yeah.
Like if he's looking for a specific card, I think he might know. Well, he knows what's there,
Yeah, that's
so
true.
maybe it doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, he might know what's in there because he does have the
He
three
should.
cards in
He
his.
searched. Well, he searched with prepare for a surface attack first.
Yeah,
So
because
and he didn't pay to drain.
no, he
So
does have. He's got one card in the one card on the bottom of his use pile. I think is the unknown card.
um, yeah, I'm not sure what that.
Yeah, because he drew.
No, that was the not within sight or reach.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's
So
right.
he's got
Thank
the
you.
not within sight or reach, then Tarkin, then turn it off.
Yep.
So like we know what's there, and he'll be able to shoot it next turn, assuming Blizzard 4 lives. But like
And I don't think you can assume that right now.
this isn't a great spot. Yeah, like
Yeah.
this is not the spot you want to be in for that. And
No.
interestingly enough, that drain at the Wampa Cave will only be a drain of 1 next turn because the main power generators are still on table. So,
Yes. However,
so
these
Choke Lord Vader is
cute. It's cute.
interest. Like,
Okay.
so you battle, you choke out Ray. He's still drawing a bunch of
Thanos
destiny.
helps though.
So I actually would have much preferred to see those guys go on top of Leia.
I agree.
Like you use Kirkanos to cancel the evasion and try and overflow Leia
Yeah.
is your best hope, I think.
Yeah. Because even though you're saying that it is only a drain of one, right now,
He doesn't
right
control 2 hot sites, so it's a drain of 2
exactly.
right now. Well, no, it's
Well,
still only a
no,
drain of 1 because it
it's
only adds at battlegrounds.
yes, but you drain there first because it doesn't do anything. Then you drain all of the sites of Lothal, so then you hit for 6. So you hit for 7 total.
No, you're still hitting for 5 because you only get a +1 after you've drained out a battleground.
Is it a battleground?
The 7th marker is not.
If you force me add a battleground. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Are you sure you made top 8 with this deck?
Feels like forever ago.
It's
Plus, my 0 hour. I mean, everybody came to Lothal on me.
like
So
Jakku. Everybody wanted to go there.
yeah, and the nice thing was like I just used Ahsoka and ran away. And as we see Vader try to choke
Oh,
Rey, draws a 1 for
man.
Destiny.
Vea's deck is failing him a little bit because this is definitely a deck that runs some pretty good high destiny.
Yeah. Okay,
And
now
just
he's trying
missing.
to trample. He really wants to get rid of Rey. I mean, that is the smart move
I'm wondering when he got that trample because that should have been played.
before he battled.
That should have been played last turn.
Yeah.
Like that should have gone after Corin right away. Like you
Okay,
stop a
so
whole lot of this if you
Ray
kill
is
Corin right
trampled.
away. I will say, if Dennis doesn't have the Hujix, this is going to get a
Mighty
little
ugly.
nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
like,
hope that Dennis doesn't move Leia away if he doesn't have the Hujix.
and I agree with you, but he may have been counting on something like a dodge and just misfiguring that he couldn't run this through. So, all
And
right, so
and I
Dennis
do
is going
like
to
I
draw
like
an
that he
eight.
yeah I was gonna say I do like that uh, he didn't subtract there, he adds to make
It
V's
kills
lose.
Vader.
Yeah, it kills Vader.
You're relatively okay with that.
Yeah.
And there's the Hujix. Another card V's could consider grabbing had he not wasted it on We're Doomed. So,
Yeah, but now more importantly, V's controls that location again.
yeah, V's has his two hot sites, so he should draw a few here. And, like, that's good. And he's only looking at drains of 4,
Yes.
but he's still behind the damage train here.
And I think this is where Dennis might activate 3, go get the Unita, so he can get the Hujix back.
Would not be a terrible play. Like, that Hujix is what allows him to go wide and light and count on the I can modify my battle destiny or yours and clear a guy or two and just Hujix out of the battle.
Yep. And the nice thing is,
So,
and what I like is, and yeah, that's a good point, Logan, and I agree with you there. Uh, this is honestly, I'm running 2 Hujixes in my Zero for that reason. Like the fact that you could play 2, it just feels a lot better.
I don't,
I don't,
love that move.
I don't like that at all.
I
Because you,
don't think it gain so I like that even less.
yeah,
Unless you're going to move Mara back over with Blizzard 4.
okay.
Okay. I still don't love that move. Like
You're
it's
bringing into
far,
trouble.
far easier for Dennis to come after you at the 4th marker than it is at the 5th. And
And a card like Luke with
you're
lightsaber,
not that scary there.
no,
Like Luke with lightsaber alone is enough to be scary.
yeah. As he uses Echo Base Destroy, he's going to put a card into his use pile to activate 1, and then he's going to spend the 1 to keep Blizzard 4 on the table.
Yeah, like V's is doing this. I think V's is doing everything he can. I think this is just a matchup that's going to be very hard for him no matter what.
Now, the nice thing for V's is he won the first game by 10. So, essentially, he doesn't have to win this game. He just has to lose it by less than 10.
And there goes a Sith Fury from reserve deck, which is definitely a card V's would have loved to have.
Yep, Sith Fury, Ponda Baba, and Masterful Move so far.
Yep. And there's Image of the Dark Lord, which is also a card he would have been perfectly happy to have just to keep this train going. And there's the Ezra, so now he's adding 4.
Adding, subtracting 4. I mean,
he
the
did
nice thing
not go get the Hujix, so he is like Leia is still slightly at risk.
Yeah.
Like there are answers to Leia that are coming down with weapons. And yeah, great. She might get, +4 to the battle destiny and might end up at power, 10 or 11. But if she's forfeit 0, it's pretty easy to crack that.
Yep. Here we go. Luke with lightsaber.
And this is what we were talking about
now, I mean, V's can still target with the AT-AT cannon. Ooh, Din Djarin coming down. That's too bad.
That's very bad. Like, 1 alone was going to be rough because as long as you hit Mara, you clear the site.
Yeah, now you're almost guaranteeing that you're clearing the site.
There's and
And
there's
he
the
had the
Unita from hand.
Unita. Yeah.
There's no chance you don't clear the site here.
No.
And honestly, like
I mean,
Bees has to worry a little bit about overflow coming back.
not necessarily, because the thing is, like, the guns can still shoot. The AT-AT gun.
So
And
the AT-AT gun shooting is fine. What I'm looking at is Luke's going to hit Mara, so
oh,
she's
it
forfeit
costs two.
0.
It costs two.
The AT-AT gun?
Yeah, may target a character or vehicle the same or adjacent
No,
location
prepared
using
makes
two.
it free.
Prepared.
Prepare for surface tanks makes it free.
Oh, okay, you're right.
That's. I played a deck that used that before Walkers was a thing, and it was a heck of a lot of fun to shoot
Yeah.
Jedi with it.
Okay, so Mara's hit.
So Mara's hitting forfeit 0. They're effectively even on power, and
Yeah.
Dennis gets another Battle Destiny over that. Like, I don't think V's is going to have to peel here, but it's closer than I'd like it to be, especially if he draws bad and Dennis draws good.
Yeah.
Because actually, it's going to be Dennis's 2 Battle Destiny to V's 1. Because the +4 just runs in there. And honestly, if V's draws a 4 or lower, I could absolutely see just subtract to make it 0.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but Dennis has to do it first.
Yeah, so
That hits Luke.
that will hit Luke. So Luke is hit. He is not forfeit 0 because Blizzard 1 only makes cards he hits at that location forfeit 0.
Yeah, and you're fine with that.
Yeah, Luke dying is honestly Luke and Din dying. You're totally fine
Yeah,
with.
because
You've
you're
wiped the
you're
site.
also once you get rid of Mara, you're also retrieving one.
Yeah, and you've wiped the site, which is
Yeah.
far more important.
Yep. Din's
Like with
hit.
wiping the site now, V's needs to draw a. So he's going to get 1, 2, 3, 4. V's needs to draw a 5 to blow up the generator again. So, and that's not a gimme.
No.
I mean, he should have a 5 track. He did the not without sight or reach.
Okay, so there's a 4.
Yeah, with both guys hit, I think you just straight add. You
Yeah.
don't. None of your guys are living anyways, so
No.
you just straight add and call it a day.
So on 2, so it's 10.
2's a little unfortunate.
19. So that's right now. It's the Blizzard 4 and 1. So you're not causing. You're not causing any overflow as V's the best card in the game.
Yeah, you're not causing overflow, but you are wiping the site, and you wouldn't have done that if V's had stayed at the 5th marker.
Exactly.
Like if V's stays at the 5th marker, the worst Dennis can do is drop those guys and then move the whole pile in to the 5th marker and make it you need to draw a 4 instead of a 3.
Yep.
But V's would have had the ability to either battle into them or walk away type thing. It was. I think V's got greedy there, and I think that was a huge mistake.
And with V's losing Mara.
Din died first.
Yeah, Din died first, so he didn't have his game text. So Din will not retrieve a card for Dennis. Dennis playing,
which is good.
Yep, Dennis playing this Yavin Sentry Shield,
which makes sense because if this is the Tom version we think it is, that runs a low amount of walkers. It's basically you run Blizzard 1 and load it up, and then you run like 3 Blizzard 4s, and
I like the position that Dennis is in right now.
So right now we got 22, 29 to 32 in total life force.
Yep.
And Dennis is threatening a lot more damage. Like, V's can't drain here. If he does, he's just getting laid.
He is going to cause a ping of 1 with the insert your landing. As he puts the masterful move back.
Which is fine. He was running a couple of those just to stop.
Quiet Mining Colony, maybe.
QMC, yeah. But because canceling Celebration plus Decree means you beat Quiet Mining Colony comfortably.
Oh, yeah.
And even, without canceling Celebration, if you can keep Decree in play, Quiet Mining Colony's a very tough match both ways.
Yes.
So that's what one of my last losses in the champions in the qualifying. I lost by like 4. And there's out of commission just to
Just to
cycle a
recycle, yeah,
5.
cycle of 5. Yeah, I mean,
So
right now Dennis is in a really good spot.
I'm I would much rather be Dennis right now than V's. Even with V's knowing he's got
Well,
a 10 force cushion.
is that because Dennis is like 10 years younger or 20 years younger than you?
Why do I talk to you?
So
So
he'll lose a Kanan Jarrus from his hand to the. You may start your landing ping. Got
great.
no, I got no problem with that.
You're you are honestly you're never losing Kanan.
Even if you are, you can just get him back with Ezra.
Yeah. And that's the other thing is you just Ezra him back, and there's the
And there's
5.
the 5. So yeah, that's going to blow up the
So he'll
generator.
get the hit. He'll cause the 5 force. Like this is what we were talking about a little bit, where Dennis doesn't have much retrieval.
Yeah. However,
So
he loses Bo-Katan's Gauntlet, Starfighter, the Ascension Guns, Grappling Hook, Lando Calrissian Scoundrel, and another Luke with lightsaber. There's the Tentacle from V's. So now, even if Dennis has a barrier, it will go lost.
yeah. And now V's needs to start picking his spots and going after things. And there's the
And
no
there's a no
escape to get
escape.
back
So
Mara.
okay, now he's cooking with some gas.
I mean, after I just said there's no way you lose Kanan, I think Kanan is the spot you attack.
No, no, no,
You think you go after Chirrut
no. You go after Leia.
with Mara,
Yeah,
who is an alien character?
yeah. I don't like that barrier from Dennis.
I think Dennis forgot the same thing you did, which is Mara does nothing.
No, no, yeah. Well, I know that Dennis forgot it. Yes, but I'm saying you go after the Leia because you can't go after Ezra and you can't go after Kanan. The reason you can't go after them is one, Ezra is immune to attrition there. So if
Agreed, which is why you don't go after Ezra.
yeah, Kanan is immune to attrition less than 4. He's a 6 ability to hit. But the other thing is he's actually kind of hard to hit. Like you have the blaster
Yeah.
deflection. If you have a blaster deflection against Kanan, that turns off the swing.
None of them are great to go after,
Yeah.
unquestionably. And here's Min going down with Mara. This is who you use the barrier on. Because right now,
Yeah.
then V's would still be sitting at not being able to battle.
Yep.
Like he could start a battle and then it would be immediately
Well, you
canceled.
knew he had
All right.
Thrawn in his hand, so
Yeah. And that's
now
fine. So again, you save the barrier for Min or Thrawn. You
when
don't
you're
barrier
down by
Mara.
4, you're subtracting or adding 4. If V's has a command, he'll add a destiny here. So
I'm actually fine with V's going in and making this battle because especially with Mara being barriered, that means Mara lives.
yeah,
So you have Decree in play.
exactly.
So you're again just getting drained for 4.
Hmm.
That's not great, but it is manageable.
And this is where if you're Dennis, you want to find your capital city, so that because it's a drain of 2 location.
Agreed. And honestly, if you're Dennis, I think you're watching to see what V's draws.
Yeah.
Because if it's a 4 or less, I
You're
think you're just
subtracting.
subtracting. Oh, never mind.
Now
Now you're just going to add yours and try and kill them all.
If he has they're tracking us, then you subtract 1, then you subtract the 4,
Yeah.
and you keep laying around. But now you're adding.
Oh, that's only going to kill Tark or Thrawn. Actually, who?
That's going Thrawn.
Yeah, it's just Thrawn. No, I was trying to see if there's anything that added to Min's forfeit.
Not to my knowledge. I know the
Nope.
Dark Side Objective
Oh,
does some fun
and-
things.
Can't have his forfeit increased due to out of commission.
Oh,
So,
that's
and the
right,
attrition against is +1 for each later in battle. So it was going to be +2.
yeah.
Anyways,
+3.
plus
no, plus
2.
two,
There were only
plus two,
2 leaders in battle. A, Mara's not a leader. B, she wasn't in the battle. So
Well, gosh darn it.
I know all them pesky rules. Like V's is playing this as well as he can.
But even though Dennis just lost 5 to the bunker being blown or the main generators being blown, he's still in a fine position because he's not paying to drain. Dennis is only pinging for 1 with the you may start your landing, and then he has to pay the drain for 2 at the third marker.
I agree. I still think Dennis is in a better position, but if Dennis can get another Blizzard 4 down
You mean V's?
and V's, Dennis was dark side yesterday. That's what threw me off. If V's can get another Blizzard 4 down at the fourth marker and back it up some,
Yeah.
and actually what I would probably do is throw it to the fifth marker, move Min and Mara over, have them get in, move it to the fourth, have them get out. Like, that's going to be your shot. Is you just need to lock down those two sites and go, all right, ping for 2, drain for 3,
Mm-hmm.
and just turn it into a race. Like, the reality is, if you can do that, you're pinging him for slightly more than he's pinging you. You're retrieving 1 that he's not. And again, Dennis has not put out simple tricks, and that feels like a mistake.
Now it isn't though because the third marker is a battleground.
Doesn't matter. The 7th isn't, so he's going to get to Visa's going to get to retrieve if Dennis doesn't put that out.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
So
But I don't think Dennis realizes that yet.
yeah. So Dennis just used Chirrut to recirculate just after deploying Ahsoka.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing what he's going to do here.
I'm curious about that
And
play.
he already used his insurrection, and he already used his objective to search. So, I
Well, he just used the insurrection after he recirculated. So I'm not
yeah,
sure what he was looking for and what he
I
was.
think if he was looking for the capital city, that would have been the play. Like that would have been a reason to do it.
And he's only got 3 cards left, so he might not be
Yeah.
deploying anything else this turn. I do not love leaving Ahsoka there alone.
Well, he's got the Hujiks.
Yeah,
Fen Rao's piloting the ghost now. Interesting.
that makes total sense. I remember that scene from the movie. You need somebody else on the Ghost as well. I think this is just a move somebody to
Yeah,
Mandalore, add
yeah.
another drain. So, yeah, I mean, Logan, if he knew those destinies were in there and it was loaded, though, like, you're not doing anything with it now. So, you're like, you recirculated to have nothing, to do nothing out of it.
I mean,
I'm, I don't love Fen Rao going alone like that either.
I don't either. But again, you have the Hujiks. There's a lot of forfeit up there with the ghosts and Fen Rao. You're subtracting 5 now.
But you're not drawing anything there.
Yeah, so
And you have no immunity, and the attrition is plus
plus
2.
one.
So even if you
It's plus.
plus 1 for each, so if you put anybody down there, you're at plus 1,
Yeah.
which kills Fen Rao, even if you subtract. Even if he draws a 1 and you subtract 5, you're still like, okay, well,
maybe he's got the Hujik combo in hand.
no, he does not.
I mean, we know he's got the regular Hujiks in his hand, but I mean, Veasey's only got 4 cards hand too.
Yeah.
He's only going to have 15 to work with, and we know
So,
that we
like,
know
the biggest concern for Dennis in space would be Mara on the infiltrator plus a dude, and that's not coming
probably not
because Mara's already on table.
Yeah. So,
So
I mean, the other thing
you're
is
talking about maybe Maul.
you can't play Maul. Maul. Oh well, you can play
Maul
Maul
and ship.
in
Maul
the
and Scimitar.
Yeah. That is possible. The only other thing that I could think of is maybe the Emperor in Shuttle.
You can't play Emperor.
Maybe
You may not play Dark Jedi except Vader.
Maybe Eli Vanto in the
Yeah, Eli
Not,
Vanto plus a
but-
pilot.
yeah. So he activates, saves 4, looks for a card, or looks for a Hoth card from his force pile.
And he's getting one, which is probably going to be like Trample would be one of the main ones that's in there.
It's possible.
Or Dark Time. Like a dark
regular
time for
dark
the
time, yeah.
rebellion is,
Dark time is
and
in
that's
there.
what he takes.
I mean, the other card in there that he might want to take is well, Dark Time's probably the best one for him to take.
And he just took dark time, and
Yeah,
that's
because
definitely
Dark Time turns off the objective.
Dennis not having a grabber for that feels unfortunate.
Yeah.
Like he's got one for the trample, which is awesome, but the thing is, V's can now start looping that dark time and
Yes.
just go get it every time, which is going to make this difficult.
Yeah, and I think this is where Matt was thinking 20 steps ahead of us. And I am not disagreeing with Matt. And this is why, yeah, I think you're 100%
And
right.
he just retrieved a card with
Uh,
the objective
yeah, he retrieves,
that,
and it goes into hand, and it's prepared defensives.
and Prayer Defenses is cute, but it doesn't actually help you with Dark Time because Dark Time prevents the.
Well, yeah, I know, but now you know you have it in your hand for the next time you need it. Okay, so he does pay
And
the 3 to drain for 2.
which I think is good. Again, your goal right now is just get Dennis to 9.
Yeah,
So you
as we
get
see
Dennis to
him,
9 and you're fine.
yeah, as we see him lose Captain Cassian Andor and out of commission to the drain. There's a ping of 1. There goes blaster deflection.
And Dennis is peeling cards from his deck with 4 cards in hand. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. This is where it gets interesting for Dennis because now he has to decide: do you want to lose a card from your hand or do you want to lose stuff from your deck? And
I,
either
I
of
will say I still think Dennis is in a better position to win this game,
I think Dennis wins the game, but not by
but
10.
winning it by 10 is going to be hard.
Yeah,
And that's going to be a struggle.
and I think
It'll
it's
depend.
because,
It'll also depend a lot on if V's can do something about that Ahsoka.
and I think it's because I think Dennis went a little. I'll be honest. I think Dennis made a little, like 1 or 2 mistakes there with positioning. Like I think the turn where he had
Dennis let Blizzard 4 live for a turn and had to Hujix out of it when he absolutely
yeah.
could have played that much more aggressively. And
Mm-hmm. There's Blizzard 4.
so I'm going to stick with I think he should have put that in front of Ahsoka. Well, then he can't move everybody over.
Yeah.
Well, the AT-ATs move for free, so you could have moved. Yeah, you still could have moved everybody to the 4th marker.
Yeah.
Like you're not getting much out of.
Yeah. Like Mara J, like being that Mara and Min are both stuck there, not doing anything. Like you're not going to move in front of Ahsoka with Mara. You're not.
I mean,
Even if you
with
have
the
the dark
time.
No.
So with the dark
Why?
time, I don't hate it
Why?
because the destiny in this deck is actually very good,
Okay, so even if he does
and it's
hit
not hard to draw a 5.
Dennis puts down another character here, you're not losing Ahsoka. Even with
Another character gets potentially hit with Mara,
True.
like
Well,
any
no,
other character.
no, because you can subtract from the weapon destiny.
Yeah, because Dark Time doesn't. Dark
Yeah,
Time just protects Battle
Yeah.
Destiny.
Yeah. So you
Yeah,
yeah. So you miss the
you
weapon.
probably missed the swing, and then
Yeah, and
there's V's finally grabs. This is our rebellion, which is the. I mean, he needed to grab that a while ago, but
yeah.
it's good he grabbed it here. So, yeah, I mean, Dennis only has 4 cards in hand, so you're at this point. V's is playing slightly loose because I think you have to. If you just leave them
No,
sitting in the 7th marker forever, that's bad.
If Dennis has a Phoenix Squadron
If Dennis has
character
draw their fire,
yeah.
this is over.
Well, I was going to say.
Well, no, because he could play it before the battle.
Yeah. If Dennis has a Phoenix Squadron character in his lost pile, though, he can go get it with Ezra.
I think the only one he could get and deploy, though, well, he could have Zeb and he could have Sabine.
Zeb, Sabine, Hera.
I don't think he's lost any of them yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen a Sabine.
He drew Hera as a Destiny. He drew a Sabine as a Destiny.
Sabine's the one you want, though.
I haven't seen either of them lost,
Yeah.
and I haven't seen Zeb lost.
Yeah, but Sabine is the one you want because she's also immune to weapons or permanent weapons. So,
Yeah.
And she has some immunity, like she's immune.
And there went Maul
Yeah.
and Scimitar.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's got Sabine, I don't know that I would hate throwing Sabine in front of Blizzard 4 and just killing it and stopping that ping. Like right now, Blizzard 4 is going to ping for
Yeah,
one,
yeah. No, I'm agreeing with you there.
no matter what. Like even
And
if
then you just move. Maybe you move, and then if you can keep Sabine around, you move her with Ahsoka.
I don't think you can keep Sabine around because you have to figure you're going to get dark timed. So
Yeah.
Sabine is you're going to have to forfeit her, and there's the Sabine. So it's like Dennis is reading our mind because he left two battle to two reserve. So I think he's going to battle twice. I think you battle with Sabine, you take out
Well,
Blizzard
I think you
4
battle with Hera first.
with Ahsoka, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you bet. I mean,
Ooh,
that
nice.
changes a whole lot of math on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I don't know if he drew into the Zeb there, but
If he did, nice draw.
I was gonna say
If
that's the
that
second. That's
was
the second luckiest.
and Hera.
And Hera.
Oh,
Yeah, this is done. I was gonna say that's the
well,
second luckiest draw I've seen with a Kanan draw ever.
so now he might just be battling and then walking Ahsoka over and saying, "Look, Mara and Min can sit there."
Well, no. I was gonna say you can move Ahsoka during the move deploy phase.
Okay. Oh yeah, because you have the Padawan.
Yeah. Well, no, you have Sabine or
Yep,
yeah.
because you have the Padawan. Now,
This is where you have to play the dark
V's
time.
has to play the Dark Time, and
My only problem with this for Dennis is that he is not playing the Border Breaker Hera, which is like one of my favorite images in the game.
Dennis doesn't have a lot of AIs in his deck.
Yeah, I know. It makes me sad. Well, there's not a lot of
So
AIs in 0 Hour,
yeah.
but he does have the Shurut AI, which is an AI.
So yeah, I mean,
I
I'm
mean,
not sure what's the weight here. Okay, the clock is on V's. V's has got
yeah,
to play
V's
Dark
is
Time.
thinking about either the Dark Time or the shot with the cannon.
Yeah, I mean, you got to. I think you shoot with the cannon no matter what.
Yeah, and Sabine. No, don't say Sabine.
Why would you? I would have shot at Zeb.
Oh,
Okay, well,
makes me sad that you shot Sabine. Oh, you cancel it.
that's why you shoot at
Nice.
Zeb. Well played by
Yeah.
Dennis.
Yeah, well played.
I think this is gonna move Dennis from the. I don't think he wins the game to. I think he's got a decent chance.
Yeah, and
Um,
I think you're right that even if Dennis has a sense here though for the dark time,
Dennis would have. Well, maybe he wouldn't have left another card in reserve deck 'cause he'd have nothing.
yeah,
Like if Dennis has a sense for the dark time,
I think you play it. Okay,
he. I'm
but
not even sure you play it anyways. You're up by 10 plus two battle destinies.
well, you're up by.
And there's the this is my ship. Like you're
Ooh.
going for the overflow here on
Yeah,
V's. And
yeah,
I think you're getting it.
yeah.
So
I
now
mean, it's
to note
20.
though.
Well, it's 22. It's 25,
Oh,
26 to
to
13.
13
So you're
plus battle destiny.
13
Oh,
plus.
yeah, he adds
Yeah.
6 but can't do anything. So it's
Adding 6. Wow.
yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
V's your deck let you down,
V's is
and I think you lose Zeb.
if he has the
Oh, no,
gick.
no. You don't lose
If
Zeb.
he has the gick, it's still. I think he can still win this match. But without the
Yeah.
gick, I think it's over. I mean, without the gick, it is over. It's 13 force. And
Well, yeah.
so he's got the gick. Now, Dennis can't move in front of the walker. So he's still looking at
No.
a ping of 1
Plus a possible.
and a drain of 2,
And there's the simple tricks.
which is fine. Here's the thing Dennis has 15 cards left,
Yeah.
16 if he uses Ezra. And he needs to win by 10.
Yeah.
Like the loss piles are going to be really close,
Now,
and he's
the
down
thing I was going to say, but if you
almost
look at-
20 in loss
I was going to
piles.
say, but if you look at it right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's going to put V's at 15. So he's going to go down to 8. So
Yep. So then he'll do 3 more damage.
he should theoretically be at 10.
This is going to be very, very close.
Yes, and might be the first game that goes to lost piles.
Yeah, this
And
is
that
going to be
favors-
very, very
unfortunately,
close.
That favors V's.
Yeah, because V's has got a 20 card lost pile advantage, almost 20 cards. I had it
Yeah,
written down as
26 to 43.
26-43. Yep.
Yeah,
I
and
was trying to read my handwriting. I don't love moving Sabine there.
so the reason is you have the Hujik still, and Ahsoka can move.
Yeah, but then you just move Min and Mara away.
Yeah.
Like if Ahsoka moves, you move Min to the seventh marker, you move Mara in front of
Well,
Hera,
the other thing is if
and if one of those two cards
so
in Visa's hand is a walker,
the other thing is
that could get
V's.
snarly.
I don't know if V's is going to be able to. Okay, so
I like that play a lot,
yeah,
actually.
I like that play too.
That that was he just lost a force.
Yeah.
Like he just used Min to make him lose a force.
Yep.
That's very good.
That was a misplay by Dennis.
That was a
I'm trying to be greedy.
that was a really smart play by V's catching Dennis trying to be greedy.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I don't know if V's activated down to the dark time, unless he's running two,
He might be running two.
because he activated down to he saved two, but he the only yeah. I was gonna say he
Yeah,
saved.
so
Yeah,
he doesn't have the
he
dark
doesn't have the
time.
dark time right here. So Sabine could actually live. She's immune to permanent weapons.
Oh, you're not battling Sabine without the dark time.
Well, yeah,
Full stop. You're not battling Sabine. So I think what you're
well, yeah,
and
he
there
activates
V's
that. Yeah.
activated the last two. So he might have been thinking of battling.
I think
I
he was
think
thinking he got down to the point where the dark time was in the force pile, and he
yeah.
missed it.
So now if V's has a walker in hand, I'm perfectly content with throw the walker down at the fourth marker and split Min and Mara so you still control another marker site.
Yeah.
Because this is, and there Dennis lost the Hujiks.
I mean, he has
I
to.
think that Gix saved V's the game. I think V's has
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
basically no matter what.
Well, no, I'm saying he has the match, but I think Dennis wins the game. I am on that track.
So if V's does not get um Decree in play, he's getting drained for 12.
Yeah.
I think he gets Decree in play, even if it's just move Mara and Min over. And at that point, I think Dennis has to move in front of Blizzard 1 and hope.
Yeah. With the Hujiks in the lost pile, though, that hurts.
Yeah. And that's going to be a rough. Like, even if he moves in front of Blizzard 1, like, you've got to then. So you retrieve one with Ezra, you move in front of Blizzard 1, you get pinged for one. Like, none of this is great. And V's is thinking real hard. Because I do wonder if V's has another Blizzard 4 in there.
Yeah. The thing is, though, like, if you're looking at it right now, if V's moves Mara and the men to the Wampa Cave, he's taking 9.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep.
Yeah. That would put him at 3.
Plus the 3 in hand.
Well,
That'll put him at 6 force total.
No, that would put him at. He's got 12 plus 2.
Well, now it's 12 plus 2.
So he's got 14. So now it's 8.
So 9 would put him at 5.
Well, now it's at 8. So
yep.
It would go down to. So he would be at 6 total. So that is still enough for him to drain and do the pain damage. That's all he has to do, and then Dennis is dead.
Yep.
Like, I don't see. Like I said, I don't see. Oh, like, Dennis is going to win this game. I have no issues with there. And I like what Visa's doing, because now if you move the Mara and the Min, like you were talking about, or even if you move, so I think
I
you
could
have to
see
move,
just moving Min. Like, I could absolutely see just moving Min to the Wampa Cave and giving up the drain.
Yeah, because Dennis has no cards in hand.
Yeah.
So
Dennis has
now,
no
yeah,
cards in hand, and he
the
can't neighbor
decree's
him.
in play. Still, the decrees is still in play. He's taken 2, 4,
Now he's taking 6.
6. Yeah, the game's
And
over.
he's still, yeah, he's still pinging for 1, and he's still got a drain of 2, or he's got a drain of at least 1. And lost piles are super close.
He's got the ping of 1 and the drain of 1. That's all he needs.
Yeah, this is. I don't know what Dennis can do right now to change the math here.
I just don't see it.
Because, I mean, he can battle with Fen
Dennis's
Rao.
out was literally to overflow that battle.
Yeah. Because right now he battles with Fen Rao, and V's just says, okay, I'll lose Eli.
Yeah.
Which was a. I mean, there. Well,
No.
he hasn't. Hold on. He hasn't used Ezra yet, has he?
No.
He can use Ezra to go get Zeb and put Zeb on. Zeb's a pilot, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
He can put Zeb on the Ghost
And battle.
and battle off Eli and potentially overflow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah. That's it.
That's
There you go.
that was going to be it. Yep, and there is Zeb. So yep, that was the
I mean,
V's got greedy.
Eli has a forfeit of 6.
Yeah, so he's an 11. He doesn't get a battle destiny up there.
No. 11
and
down by 4. So it's 11 to 14 before destiny.
Yeah. That's
so you're down by 3.
And there's no way he's got 2 Gicks.
I doubt it.
That
might be it.
That might be it, yeah. Honestly, that's a V's made a mistake. And I think he's sitting on 2 force to sit on the trample.
Yeah.
Now, well, he doesn't know. He certainly doesn't have the Dark Time in there. Because he can still go get a Hoth icon card with Echo Base destroyed.
I mean, he still has, 8 cards left?
Yeah, but he's going to eat. Well, I guess, so if Dennis puts down Zeb, he's down to a ping of 1, ends it.
Well, he has to finish out. He has
to overflow and end the game.
He has to overflow him by 8.
So he's at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He's at 14 plus Destiny to Dennis's or to V's 11 total. So he's already overflowing by 3.
He needs a 5.
He
needs a 5 or higher.
V's trampoline.
Okay.
That's an interesting play.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, because that'll cut it down by 1.
Yeah.
That was very smart by
6.
V's. That was very smart by V's. So that was very smart by V's figuring out that math. Because your gut was like, well, that's just 1 more card in Lost.
That he drew 2.
So it's a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, he does. He has 1 card, but
it's 15 to 5, so he'll be down 4.
V's has more than 4. He's got.
Which honestly, he'll have enough to pay to drain for 1 as well.
Yeah.
Although I gotta imagine, I mean, if you're Dennis, you've got to move your guys. You can't move Sabine in front there. Like, if you move Ahsoka in front of Tarkin, you still are getting.
You're still getting
drained for 1.
Yeah.
You're getting drained for 1. Like, that's all that matters.
No. There is a.
Oh, Fen Rao back into hand.
So there, the other thing
but
is,
you're still.
So, I was going to say, if you could get Sabine to where Tarkin is,
you can't though.
Yeah, you're still taking that drain of 1 and the ping of 1.
Because you can't just I mean, I guess your option would be, in theory, to walk Sabine in front of all those
Well, no, you
walkers.
put Sabine in front of the walker, and then during the deploy phase, you move
You move Ahsoka.
Ahsoka over. Yeah. So you're still taking one, and you're taking that's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
Let's see if Dennis
Dennis, if you move
sees it
Sabine, I think if Sabine, if
and
you
does
move,
it.
yeah.
If he moves Sabine, I think you're right. I think that's what he's planning.
Oh, he doesn't do it.
He went to draw. He just does not do it. Ooh. Because, yeah, you're right. He would have gotten it. This time he's going to lose two,
Yeah.
and that's just enough. Wow. Because it is going to go to Lost Piles, and he's going to win on Lost Piles.
Yeah.
There goes Fenn from hand. Because Lost Piles will end up being 24 to 36, which is 12
Well,
cards.
no, it's going to
And
be more for
V's,
Dennis. 25
or
to 36.
25 to 36, which is still
Yeah.
8
20.
card or 11 cards difference, and it was 17 card difference
And yeah.
the other way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't
I
know.
guess
Either way, that was an amazing
theory,
game.
I
That was
think,
a great game.
I
Great
mean, I
game.
think Dennis is out here is,
He doesn't have
can
one.
he overflow Tarkin?
That's another one, yeah.
I mean, because
No,
you've
'cause
got
he's no,
Serodrine 1, 2,
he has to
3,
retrieve.
4.
He needs
Yeah,
to
he's
find a
still
way
got
to
to
get
retrieve,
one,
even
he has
without.
to get one card back into his deck.
Yeah, without retrieval, it doesn't matter if you overflow Tarkin.
Yeah.
Because yeah, you're at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to effectively 3. Like you will overflow Tarkin,
Well,
and
the walk is moved
V's
for
moves
free.
the walk over for free anyways, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, he's draining. He's out. He's draining. So that's not the
He's
problem.
draining him out, but yeah, that was the. Had he moved Sabine, I think you're right. He gets there because it would have been a ping of 1 and no drain, and then you consolidate Sabine and Ahsoka, and you're not getting overflowed, which is your only concern.
Yeah.
Wow. That was.
The razor thin of margins.
I will say, in retrospect, looking back at it, I don't think the trample on Hera mattered for that battle in space because he lost a card from hand to reduce the battle destiny by 1.
True, but I will say this: if if Dennis was able to get a 5 there, it would have mattered.
If he could have kept Hera there, it would have made a huge difference.
Sheesh.
Wow.
What a game!
Congratulations to
You wanna
V's.
message him?
Yeah, it's. Why am I picking up my phone? Let's pull up Slack here, and I will let V's know while you
I
do
mean,
some chattering because yeah, that
so
was.
yeah,
I mean,
both players are thinking that it does go to Lost Pile. It will go to
yeah.
Lost Pile. And with it going to Lost Pile, the first game was 26 to 43.
Yeah, I just messaged V's and said congrats on the advance. You have him on Lost Piles,
Yeah.
and because yeah, the first game was 43 to 26, so V's had a 17 card advantage, and this time Dennis has an 11 card advantage, so it ends up with a 6 differential. V's advances to the top 4. That was intense.
That was insane. That was probably the closest game I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, and just talking to like there were so many little spots
things,
where
little itty bitty
one
things.
thing different
Yeah.
could have changed so much. Congratulations to both players. That
Yeah.
was a heck of a heck of a play.
Heck of a game. Heck of a game.
That's
So now we have 3 of our top 4 We're still waiting on one more. Our top four right now is our number one seed, Matt Harrison Trainer. Our number three seed, Ryan Gilson. Our number five seed, John Veasey. And we're still waiting on our number two seed, Timo Dussel, who is down by 7. I think 7 sounds right. All right. 7 to the number 7 seed, Anthony Michael, Mr. Batmouse Howard himself. So once we know that those guys are going to play, we'll make sure to get that game streamed. Garrett, any final thoughts on this one?
No, I'm chatting with V's a little bit, who acknowledged that, yeah, the game one, he gave away a few differential at the end, and that definitely changed, could have made, would have changed the end of this by a whole bunch.
Mm-hmm.
But spectacularly played by both players. This is what makes this fun to do, is you just watch these games and go, okay, this was two very good players playing evenly matched and putting it all out there to try and
Yeah,
get this advance. And it was
it was amazing.
very fun to watch.
Definitely. See, aren't you glad that you didn't have your board game night?
I mean, I feel a little bad. My buddy's got a migraine, but this was definitely
Entertaining.
a lot of fun to watch and a lot of fun to be a part of. And, thank you everybody who watched and chatted and kept us on point. And
Yeah, definitely.
I'm this was outstanding. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Timo and Batmouse play and see where that, then we've got our top four, and hopefully we can watch those, and get some some fun commentary in there as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Well,
but
everybody, I think that's all we got for tonight. Until we have Mr. Batmouse versus Mr. Dussel, everybody take care, enjoy yourselves, and then may the force be with you.